Okay, stream is on very early in the morning. All right. All right, got the game right here. Wait, let me just lower this a bit. Alright, from what I can remember, for this game that I'm working on, I needed to make UI. Already added the buttons. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, this isn't controlled by the delta time. Fix that. There we go. Yeah, delta time is very much a thing in this. Or if it's even streaming on YouTube. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it is streaming on YouTube. Just that nobody's watching. That's fun. Wait, might as well. Oh shit! I forgot to advertise it. I'm a dumbass. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hmm. Why is this smaller than this screen ratio? There we go. Fixed it. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Alright. Well, I can remember. I wanted to add UI to the cameras. But part of me feels like it doesn't want to do that right now. I wonder if the room is at the time. Hmm. Yeah, it is Delta time. Scrolling's Delta time. Yeah, it's all looking good. I don't want to develop this right now. The gameplay. I feel more developing like the menu and such. I know it might be like talking to a void, but I apologize for like not really being active as late. It's due to like many different factors. I've been busy with this game. I sort of felt burned out from another game I'm working on, which is the Lost Ones, and also because of like myself. I'm not really particularly in the most happiest state right now. I'm just this is probably the worst I've been in a long while. I may have said that before, but like yeah, this totally takes the cake. I'm just I know it's bad when I think May was better than this month somehow. Oh wait, I don't use repeat untils anymore. I use forevers. I'm just I just been feeling like very demotivated to my state in life right now, and honestly, I just can't have fun when I'm just not in a very happy state when developing games. I just got so much to worry about now. Just like I got my future to worry about. I got like IRL stuff, like other IRL stuff to worry about. I just feel like I just got too much to worry, and I just don't like that. I just want to be making games, and I want to make money off of making games because I like the idea of doing that. And yeah, that's just what I like to do. But I just have a feeling that like life is just telling me no. just like it feels like so many factors are just going against me right now, and I just been thinking a lot about life right now. I've been like getting YouTube recommendations of people playing COD, and they're talking about their life and their story. And honestly, I feel like I want to do that too. I I'm scared for the future. I'm gonna just admit it. Um, but that doesn't mean like people like other people should be scared for their future, unless they're in pretty bad circumstances. I just I never really been prepared for the future. Now thinking about it, I just I was just raised to like survive. Just like get it done and over with. But I'm not the type of person that sort of thinks ahead, and it's just like it's just like something I need to prove upon myself. Just like me talking about RL stuff while just like game developing. I think I should do that more often. It just makes me feel better, given that like after all I do have many stuff to worry about right now. All right. Well, I wonder how fast this menu's gonna run after I make it run with Delta time. Probably very very fucking fast. Not even sure if anyone's even watching. I'm glad if someone is. Yeah, I want to be a game developer as a job. That is one of the things I want to do, but like I don't have the means to right now. Like I want to make money online, but I don't have no credit cards or anything like that. I made a whole entire Ko-Fi page, and I just don't have like a bank to put said money in. I'm even planning on making a game for money with a team, and I'm just worried about like once I release the game, and then like I'm just worried about like if people are going to like it or if it's going to meet to my expectations and their expectations. Like that's the thing about me. Like I just have very high expectations. I want to make something that's makes me happy. That that is like meets my standards while also being fun and actually working. Because that's sort of a problem I've been running into with another game. I'm just encountering problems with it, or it's not me. It's like other people are encountering problems with the game. Like sometimes the game would crash. Sometimes the game would have like very high lag issues. And in all honesty, I don't know how to fix it. Like I have the vague idea too, but what if it just doesn't work after that? It scares me. And honestly, I've been realizing a part of myself that I sort of live off of fear. I'm just sort of a person that's scared of everything. And I don't know if that's what's been keeping me alive for all this time. That's just sort of who I am. And like a part of me just feels like, man, I just look up like sometimes I think like a couple years ago I was in a better state just before 2023 because I just recently went on Game Jolt and I looked at my DMs with a friend of mine or someone who used to be a friend of mine. And I just read my messages of like what I was saying, and honestly, I was in a pretty bad headspace like 2 years ago, like a very bad headspace. I can tell, like, obviously I was pretty damn depressed, and I'm starting to wonder, did I ever leave it? Did I ever left that stage, that sort of part of my life? It's sort of something that gets me wondering. All right. So, oh, this is just concept sprites. All right. All right. Might as well just pause the music and let me just hear like the game audio. I don't think this would need interpolation. Warp timer. I need to replace some of these options. 60 frames per second. And remove this. Advanced. Store settings in project. That is very fucking fast. Yeah, that's pretty fast, if you ask me. It sort of stutters. Oh, whenever I right click, it just like I just noticed like whenever I right click on my mouse, it's starting to like not right click, it's left click, isn't it? Yeah, left click. It's starting to right click now, and it's so annoying. Like when I'm playing like COD, like the old school Call of Duties, um, whenever I'm firing, there's a chance where the gun would just um where it would just like what's it called again? Like it would just make it stop looking at the sights. I don't know the exact term, but like it's so annoying because the gun will get inaccurate when like you're not looking down the sights. One dot zero seconds. All right, let me just see. That is oddly slow. Maybe it's due to the amount of frames. That is too fast. That's just nearly the right. There we go. I honestly don't know what makes the sound effect like not stop playing after it stops the game. Mysterious bug. Alright, it's menu effects. Delete this clone. When I create clone of myself, when I receive thunder. Honestly, I think I probably know what might be. If not clone. Where is it? Oh, this project file is so early. This project file was so early that I wasn't even using Clones Plus yet. That is funny. Thanks for thinking that's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it myself. Like I remember when I was making it, and I was showing the menu to a friend of mine. Um, but I didn't think much of it, but when I shown him the menu, he said like it's perhaps. I remember him saying like it was perhaps the best menu he ever seen in a FNAF Turbowarp game or FNAF Scratch game, and it just like made me like sit there for a moment and just like, is it really that good? And then the more I look at it, more like, oh shit, this was a really good idea of mine. It was I was really onto something, and a part of me sometimes feels like I might lose that someday. All right, let me just like make it stop at 60 frames for a second. Honestly, not much of a difference. Wait, I remember. All right, let me just stop the script. That's how it is, and this is how. Wait a minute. It's because this is still going, isn't it? That's how it is in this mode. Maybe I could do this. I remember a friend of mine telling me not to do this, but like I feel like maybe it should be done with the animations because seconds are frame independent. So what would happen if it increases from 30 frames to 60 frames? It'll probably make the animations go quicker. But I want the animations to be consistent because, well, um, it like I don't want the person to see the animations just go like freakishly fast, and then all of a sudden, like when they turn on 30 frames per second, like it's all of a sudden like freakishly slow. So let me test it out. All right, there's the animation. Honestly, not much of a difference. Hmm. Oh, I don't really like it that much. It's still pretty fast. Nah, I'll keep it like this. I think most people be playing on 60 frames per second anyways. Ah, I don't like that. This logo animation thing. Let me see how I did it. Oh shit. I think that needs some delta time. See what changed. No, it doesn't. It doesn't change. Alright, what happens when I put this already in interpolation? Okay, that is freakishly smooth. I honestly might be making, or at least my team. I think my team's making perhaps one of the best these games ever. Um, hmm. Oh yeah, this is a joke. Viginity. And I didn't put this in fucking with delta time? How did I miss that? If this goes to 0, then why is that there? I just should be doing this more often, just like make it only. If it ain't gonna move on the y-axis, why just have the y-axis there? I don't get it. Why did I do that? Alright. Main ring got away. Menu text, so that the animation is controlled by text. It's not an animation. Or like it is an animation, but like it's not controlled like a regular animation would be. Honestly, I sorta don't like the way how this was coded. Because I could make this like smooth algorithms and that this won't need like if not anymore. It would just need a variable, like two variables. One's a rotation variable, another would be um again with the empty 0. If it's not going to do anything, why put it there? From what I can remember, I was going to make these into clones, so they will all use the same script. I just made a fan menu for a fan game in Blender, and it crashed. That's sort of Blender. I'm not sure about making fan games in Blender. Like usually, like it makes sense to do it in the game engine, but not like an animation software. It sucks when it crashes and then you lose all your stuff. All right, set size to that. So yeah, I just need to go to each and every sprite -50. Set to -50, and it doesn't move. Might as well have a menu running in the background. Something I don't like that people I noticed that there's some developers doing is they're sort of like judgmental of engines. Like I feel like people should only be judgmental of engines when it comes to like when the engine's like 30 years old or 20 years old, like when it's out of date, but not when like the engine could do practically the same thing as the modern engine. Because I've been noticing that there's like games that are nearly a decade old or maybe like 15 years old, and they're still doing like they did what the modern game is trying to do better than what the modern game is trying to do. I feel like people shouldn't really underestimate the power of like game engines, and that I think that's like the reason why I'm using Turbowarp is to sort of like uh, just sort of change people's expectations and perspective on a like a limit like a quote unquote unlimited engine. Like I've seen people out there that like refuse to look at stuff that are made in like a certain engine. And though I may be judgmental of engines myself, but the only times I'm judgmental of the engines when it's an engine that most people use. That's when I feel like I'm judgmental. Or when like the many games in said engine. Hmm, forgot what I was about to say. No, the menu picture, the fan game stuff was couldn't be made in Turbowarp. Oh, that sucks. You're rendering out and it just crashed. All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so I now shortened the code. Like just like small minor improvements, and my mouse did the fucking double click curse. Wait, what happens when I stop it during a lightning storm? Is it gonna do that bug? Did I just fix that bug? I think I just fixed that bug. I was generally confused for a couple months on why that bug was happening, and yet I just fixed it. It was due to the fact that if clones were playing it. Huh. Alright. So I think I'm going to try to simplify this script. I'm not sure what direction it points to after mouse hovers over it. Alright, let's find out. It points the direction. Wait, does it change with frame rate? Let's find out. No, it doesn't change by frame rate. Alright, so now I know what direction to make it point towards. direction. Alright, so this will be that. And let me see what size. So 110? Alright. Set this and then S. Well, might as well simplify direction to D. Because for size, I name it S, which is short for size, obviously. D is going to be short for direction. The menu is inspired by the Madagascar DVD menu. That is something I've never seen before. It's like someone getting inspired by DVD menu. I like the vibes DVD menus give. Like they just felt like they're more like they had more care put into them. They were more polished. They had more style. Now it feels like most DVD menus nowadays are just Google Slides slideshows. It's honestly depressing that craftsmanship disappear. It feels like craftsmanship in general is sort of on its way out. And usually the things that would have craftsmanship now are things that are very expensive. And that's sort of sad. When when back in the day it just used to be very common. Where is this? Where's this size setter for this? There's the size setter. This could be ticks. Why did I put it right here out of all the places? Menu tick. This is a broadcast. I want to see if it works just fine. If did I coded this to a way where it's janky? I'm good. No. So this could be using ticks. Yeah, and yeah, it's not. What the hell? Anyways, create clone of myself. All right, what does the clone do? Oh, it plays music. That's what it does. Wait, maybe there is a reason to why. No, it wouldn't make sense. Alright, let's see what's gonna work. I'm probably gonna break it though. And no, I was correct. It could use ticks. I was correct. That whole entire forever block was just there. Alright, back to this. Oh wait, I needed that. No wonder I was there. I found myself recently getting into certain animated films. So I've recently watched a film called Plague Dogs, and like I never watched something as like as dark as it for it being an animated film, and yet I sort of find those films beautiful in a way. Like anything that's dark or melancholic, there's some beauty to it. That's why I love melancholy and sadness sometimes. There's nothing that feels like him. Oh no, I just realized it's gonna be a pain trying to translate this over to this. It's gonna be very tedious. But that's something I'm gonna have to do. Oh, that's smoother than this. Look at that. It's gonna look smoother than this. Wow. So that's how I know my work is paying off. Alright. Just drag this to over here. Well, might as well drag it to every sprite. Not every sprite, every front menu sprite. See the placement. Alright, so it's right under X. Wait, it's gonna be the same size for each and every one. So I could just easily just do this. Oh shit. Yeah, I could do that. Alright, might as well do that. Honestly, this is gonna be quicker than I thought. Alright. Just that this is gonna take a while. Shove it right there. Right there. That's gonna be so tedious doing it for the last few. Generally, coding can be tedious. That's how it is, unfortunately. Is the last one still on pause as game is scheduled to release on this year? Um, I want to say what's happening. The reason why I was making that joke game was because I felt burned out. The characters are completed, but the game, for some reason, isn't working on other PCs other than mine. It would crash, and I have to solve that problem. And for a while, like I was trying to solve that problem, but I got very burned out, so I decided to do that joke game, and it worked. It relieved some burnout, but not really much, or not really all of it. I would say I like working on T Little TLD. I think it's probably going to be my best work, but I just wanna get things to a better state than it could. But that's going to take a long while. Yes, I did find a modeler, none other than Mark's fan, but he isn't going to get to model into the 20th. I got like two new modelers. One of them is Mark's, the other is Demented Reality, and he's currently remodeling a character. Generally, we plan for each character to get a retexture. Because the, just a part of me feels like they could be better. And this game can get better. And also, what's the harm of trying? Anyways, might as well get back to my life talk, soapbox or whatever it's fucking called. Um, I'm starting to realize the more I stay on the internet, or the more I just like get off of it, or there's like a day that's too silent for me. I'm starting to notice I'm a pretty isolated person. And really, I'm starting to now remember like my previous years of my life. I'm starting to remember my middle school again. And now looking back, yeah, I'm pretty isolated. I now know why. I just I was too afraid to talk to people. Like because the pandemic. It's just like it just sort of fucked me up in a way. It just like sucked up all my social skills they had before. And now I have a confession. I'm a failure social-wise. I don't really talk to people much, and in fact, I'm still sort of scared. I'm still scared of people. Just anyone, really. I don't know. I don't really care for the the modern COD games because they're not good. No, they are not. There's no amount trying to convince me would convince me that they're good. Many of the people who made the originals are now long gone. The people who made COD what it is are now gone. And they ain't gonna come back. This is how Activision Treyarch are now. I prefer playing older COD games because they just were fun. And now it feels like modern COD is just trying to aim to be more realistic. Like, I never played for the realism. Those who played COD for realism are now playing Battlefield, which now Battlefield's sort of dead. Like, I knew it was gonna die. Like, those who play games for realism, they don't last long. Not at all. I remember like there's like Battlefield fans like criticizing COD for not being realistic, and now that COD is realistic, or for at least the most part, graphic wise and sound effects wise. Are you happy that COD is now realistic? Are you happy you got what you wanted? No, you aren't, because COD wasn't never meant to be much. The COD was never really meant for much realism. Like War at War, like I understand they were trying to go for realism, but that's with history, and not so much for gameplay because they had to do like some what was that word called again? Some You had to do some creative freedom with it. It's not entirely perfect, but for damn well, like it is perfect. I really like the gameplay of War at War compared to the other COD games. Like for me, Black Ops was the start when the COD was adding some bullshit that wasn't like fun to play. Like that one that one perk where like the player isn't dead after you shoot him with like a machine gun. That is so annoying. What at War generally might be the most balanced COD game there is out there. Like it's a war game, but like you could tell like no, this isn't real. This isn't trying to be that real. It looks real. It sort of sounds real, but really it's just like a Hollywood movie. And I don't mind that, obviously. I much rather care for the gameplay because now there's more for the graphics and so, bullshit like that. But that isn't what makes a game fun. That isn't what makes it rememberable. Oh, I like the smoothness with the text. It's now more smoother than it was before. This is how it was before. This is how it is now. I like that better. Anyways, the forest background, as simple as it might look, as simple as a forest background, making a forest background might sound, it took nearly a year and a half to get that forest background done. It was a fucking nightmare. I remember the exact month when we decided, you know what, we need a forest background. And that was May of 2024. Maybe even March. Maybe even April. And the problem was that, like, I would find someone who says, like, oh, I would make the forest background. I'm perfect for the task. And then I invite them to the team. They show what they can do, which obviously is very impressive. And then they just go dead silent for a week. Even though the blend file for it already existed, like there was a rough blend file made for the forest background, but like it didn't meet my standards. It looked awful. It looked like Finati 2.0 or Finati. Yeah, it did look like Finati 2.0. It was using old school assets for Finati. Uh, it wouldn't look good compared to the models in front of here. So that's when the quest for the modeler for the forest background started. And anyways, continuing from what I said, someone join the team, say they're qualified, and then just go silent, dead silent, for a week or so, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. Um, it was pretty annoying, and it just was sort of dragging the team down. Um, that something as simple as a forest background cannot get made by whoever brought into the team, and then like one time someone, the first person I believe when I got to make the forest background, they said like, oh, I will get it, give me a week and I'll get it done, or 2 weeks, I don't remember exactly. So I waited for 2 weeks, then it turned 3 weeks, then it turned 4 weeks, then it turned 5 weeks, and then the person left, and that fucking hit me in the gut. I didn't feel remotely good that this person essentially lied to me. And like, at least tell me that you're gonna leave. At least tell me you're not able to do it. But they didn't. They just said they would be able to do it, but they never did. They didn't really live up to their promise. Uh, and then the second person comes in, a friend of mine, and they told me, "Oh, I'm able to do it," and then I gave him like weeks. Again, dead silence until one day they posted an image of the blend file of the forest background, and they were making some sort of progress. Oh my god, man, did we really have our forest background guy? Dead silence again for weeks, and then the weeks turned into months, and I had to look for another person for the job. And I looked for another friend of mine, and I told him, "Hey, can you make a forest background?" They said, "Sure." And they had an idea. What if they made it in Unreal, the forest background? And I thought, that doesn't sound too bad. Might be easier considering there's free Unreal assets out there. There's more than there is Blender assets. And so I let him have at it, and then dead silence. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, and then out of nowhere, out of the blue, once I start working on this game again, they DM'd me an image of the forest background, and you can't imagine how like excited I was, like, finally we got the person. And literally in one night the forest background was completed. One night. Or at least that's why I believe that's when they started sending message. And that was sort of a sign to me that, yep, this game's development is going smoothly again, because this game has been like sort of rough development. It's I'm sad that it hasn't been smooth going, but I'm glad that it is now. I'm glad that my team has made it far through obstacles, or pretty difficult obstacles that seemed that they were unpassable. I'm proud of my team's resilience. I've never seen anything like it in a game development team before. Never. Um, I'm also pretty proud of myself that I managed to stick with them. And though I may not be the perfect director, like for a couple months when I was working on TLC, it's been dead silent for me, and I'm sorry for doing that. I'm glad that I did come back, and I am working on the game now, and that I didn't, and that I'm glad that I have not left them for dead silence now. It's hard for me to put things in words. Sorry if my English is sort of broken. Before, my English used to been so good, but now it's so bad. I don't know what's causing it. Maybe it's because of the fact I don't really read much books no more. It's a treat when I get to read a book, but like I don't think I can. I don't think I don't have much opportunities anymore. Alright. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, set direction to that and this. You know, it's sort of hard. It sort of have been hard for me for these past days. Like in May, I lost a friend, like a pretty prominent friend. You know, might as well say his name. I don't care anymore. Exuber, he was a pretty damn good friend of mine, and he sort of went crazy. And um, yeah, I'm not his friend no more. Like he sort of treated my other friends like shit, and I'm not happy for that. And also just dropped a whole entire direct on my hands. Like, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to. Don't expect to be my friend anymore if you're going to do shit like that to me. Not re- They didn't really do anything to me other than the fact they dropped a direct. But they expected that I would act nice to them after they treat my friends like shit. Like, and also decided to essentially throw away throw away, like, what he had because he was angry. And I just in general don't like him anymore. Like some of the things he said was right. I still agree with some things he said, but not all the things he said. I One of those things I agree with was like that Game Jolt had some favoritism, and like he straight up like was right. He seen something that most people couldn't or refused to see, and then it just essentially nipped us because we didn't see earlier. Game Jolt has some pretty bad issues. I got silenced on there for saying for making a survey. It was an Exuber survey, but I managed to get it into the thousands in terms of views because I just found out like I just went on Game Jolt. I looked at the posts and you can't even see their views anymore. I'm not sure if they removed them or not, but if they removed them, yeah, they're doing something all right. They're fucking up their site. It went to that like 3,000 views, I believe, or 1,000 views, or 2,000. I don't remember. But Game Jolt seen the survey, and uh they decided to shadow ban me, and they just essentially took away my future on that site and nearly my whole entire audience. I'm done for on that site, and that sort of put me in the sort of sad mood. I've been in that site for nearly 3 years, and this is how they fucking treat me. In fact, they treat some of their like oldest site members like shit, and now their stuff is pay to win, pay for clout. I do not support a website like that. That's just bullshit. And they're comparing themselves to YouTube and Twitter. Like, no, they don't have the same features like that. They don't do the same thing as they do. It's stupid. I am not gonna go an inch to that website again. I think my real last game on there is gonna be Spectrum Terror because the team I don't think they want to fully move to itch. Um, I'm not shadow banned on the Moonlight account though. That's good, but like it's not like I'm going to use it because Moonlight's more like original games than fan games. I think the only fan games we have in Moonlight are Spectrum Terror and probably Incorrect Oddities. But that's because I'm trying to get my games done more efficiently. I just want to get all my fan games done. I have a lot. Let me check my straw page. Oh yeah, I have a Ko-Fi now, but I don't. It's not tied. I can't earn money yet. I got around. I got around 4 fan games. 4 that actually exist and are in the planning phase. Planning phase is a whole different story. And there's the original game. Oh shit, that's the game design document. I don't want to leak that. I do not want to spoil the games for you guys. I'm not even sure if anyone's watching. Why am I so worried about that? It's not like I care anyways. Uh, it's not like I care. I just I'm just a content creator that sucks. That's what I'm gonna be. I wonder if anyone's even. Oh, so, at least you're still here. What if, like, no one's. I, no one's watching the stream through my Discord server. It's not like much people care about me, anyways. I'm straight up thinking of adding Vignetty to the back of this. You know, might as well. There's already one there, but there's not another one that makes it darker or makes it look more blend in. Maybe that's a little bit too dark. That's how it was before. Oh, dang. Let me see if it try to make the Vignetty the perfect transparency, so you could like see details, but also not much. There we go. It looks a little bit better, but a little bit too dark. Alright, so it's 48. Then, and I glitched it out due to my buggy mouse. I think that looks decent. Mm. A friend just sent me something funny. Alright. Oh no, what's right there? I drag it to. Hmm. Wait 3 seconds and then hide. Spectrum Terror. Wait, is this in front of the rain? Is this in front of the rain? I gotta find out. Because if it is, I'm not intending for that. Okay, this is hurting my eyes. Red. Yes, this is in front of the rain. I don't want that. Wait, is the rain behind the characters? Oh my god, it is behind the characters. That's not what I want. Is it? Is there a reason why the rain isn't like in front of the characters? Alright, let's see. Wait, is that how it was in the original beta build? Wait, hold on. Something's off. Oh, that's because I remembered. You remembered the fucking position set it to. Alright, Spectrum. You guys are about to witness the original beta build I had to work with when making that menu. Oh, and just like a couple old things. This is the original menu build. Oh yeah, there's no button. Already I hate this sound design. This is what this is what Spectrum Terror was almost about to be. That is the old model is sign that old lighting just looks awful. Alright, let me look. Yup, the rain's very much behind them in the original build. I wonder what the code looks like. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, this is bad. This is yeah, this is very much bad. We wanted to. Oh, that's just the menu. That's just a warning. So these are hotkeys. Oh, that's the game. I could have sworn that there's. Alright, that's the button to go straight into the game. I could have sworn that there's an extras in this. I think there's an extras in this. In-game, warning, night card. Not extras, the credits. And I believe the credits just has like cat pictures. I'm not sure whose cat this is though. Hello there. Alright, let me click start. Let me click new game. So this is a night card. I could have sworn I seen a version out there with like text. Yeah, this is the original Spectrum Terror office. Looks pretty fucking bad. Oh my god. I'm glad that it didn't become this. It just wouldn't be that good, you know? This is the behind the texture. Wow. It would have looked like this. Let me show the new one. Oh, the fucking design document. You know what? I already shown it a couple times already. Might as well leave it to people just like to pause the video and just like get early glimpses of the story. I just find that funny. All right. This is the new one. This is what Spectrum Terror looks now. Or not. This is how it looked like a couple months ago or a year ago. This render's outdated. But even this looks better than that original the original alpha the original alpha office. I am so glad it's gonna be something like this. I'm really proud of my work so far, or at least my programming work. I'm also proud of what the modelers and the team are doing. They're doing something that not much people have done before, and honestly, I'm pretty proud of them that they made it this far. I love the ambience they made for this. I just found this carousel music, this carousel music on like free sound, and I slow it down. I believe I either added like echo or like pulse stretch, and it's added this like sort of ghastly tone to it. And I also put like wind in it so you could hear like the howling wind and also the dripping of water. Like this is in some sort of storage place, but it's not. It's a fun house. I'm so happy that I managed to do that. All right, so now I need to decide whether the rain is going to be in front of the characters or not. I think it's going to be in front. Might as well. I don't care. It's not really that much of a big thing. All right, that's good. It's going to be behind. Wait, what happens if I add what was it called again? What's that effect called? Oh, a mosaic. It's gonna make it look like there's more rain than there is sometimes. That just looks like it's snowflakes. This is when it's set to mosaic 3. This is when it's set to mosaic 0. I don't know it. Maybe it's glitched. Honestly, that's why I added it in anyways. There we go. I think the I think the menu is like pretty well polished up. I wonder if any of these images are bitmaps. No, this is a vector. This is a vector. This is a vector. Alright, they're all HD uploads. That is funny. Cyan Oddities Easter egg. Yeah, this is Cyan Oddities. Hmm. I still can't go over the menu. I love it. I still love it a lot. Save to your computer. I thought I already did that. Oh yeah, this is still very sleepy. Like I've been up since like maybe 4, just to stream at 5. Let me check out my team. Oh, most of them are active. That's good to know. Oh wait, I didn't tell them about the stream. I might show them footage of the menu like later, or maybe just outright give them the build. What is this doing there in the separate? Oh my, I'm stupid. Oh, the lightning strike is like his name's Zeus in the files. That is fucking funny. Might as well make it 70%. Oh wait, it's at 90 for a reason. But still though, it's pretty bright. Might as well make this 90%. Make this 70%. There, so it's not entirely blinding to the viewer. They will be able to see through it. Wait, they took it off from... It's not even 60 frames mode anymore. What the hell? I made sure it stayed in 60 frames. Ugh. Now it's in 60 frames. Oh yeah, the Easter egg. It doesn't really work properly, does it? It's just a broadcast. Yeah, that's shitty code. I don't know why it was so sensitive. Like, alright. If random... 5 through maybe 50 seconds? There it is, much better coded. Easter egg thing. Ugh. Alright, Easter egg's gonna work more better now. Even in 60 frames mode. I just realized that the particles are gone now. It usually work like this. They're all working, but they're not showing. Oh, there's one. Set X to... Oh, it's working now. Hmm. Alright, let me see if the dust part is gonna work. Damn, where are they? Oh, there they are. And it doesn't work. Maybe I should put if not clone. Hmm. Oh, there's a couple. And they're still not working. Repeat until... There's one. What's happening to them? They're not working as well as they used to. Hmm. No, that's something I want to fix later. I want to just call it quits now. I'm tired. I think I want to go sleep. See you guys.